Hey, this is Vaughn from exactremedy.com, and this is kind of off the subject that I'm usually posting about. I usually post about homeopathic book reviews and supplements and things like that. But something's come to my attention and just kind of inspired me to talk about internet memes and this case, more like viral videos. And in this case, it's the Harlem Shake. Now, I've seen a few of these things, and some of them are done better than other ones. You know, there's like the one with the kid getting chemo, and then there's the swimming pool ones. There's the ones at the college, like college classroom or something. The plane one's interesting, where the FAA is like basically pissed off that these guys are investigating them or whatever. Um, but there's a few different elements that I think is really interesting about the Harlem Shake that I think you can kind of like look at and really get an interesting sense of what's going on in the minds of people. Why is it so fascinating and interesting? And I know I mean I kind of got bored of it after seeing it for about a day, but it's kind of gonna come and go pretty quick, I think. But I think it captures on something just real kind of deep. And if you just analyze all the different elements, um, you kind of, well, let's just start with some of the elements. First of all, let's talk about its short, 30-second duration. That's one element. Second element is that song, which has this kind of like real, kind of like lower chakra kind of energy, where it's just like shaking that ass, moving your body. It's not a real mental, heady kind of experience. It's kind of real body, almost like being in a club kind of a vibe, right? And the the other element obviously is this kind of like this transition that happens where like there's like a group in different environments. One of them is kind of tuned into this kind of beat or whatever, and then you get this shift, this kind of cutoff, and everyone else is a part of this dance. Everyone's just going nuts, right? And I think that there's a few other little kind of hidden elements that you may not notice right off the bat. That usually there's some kind of like a little creature or something, like someone's dressed up as some kind of like a creature or like some kind of a. It almost reminds me of some kind of like a shamanic ritual. And the way I basically analyze it is like, and in some of the, like for example, the airplane one is really funny because like I've been in an airplane and I know a lot of people probably feel the same way. But there's this real kind of restrictive feel, everyone's kind of quiet and slightly serious and kind of uncomfortable and a little stressed out, or in a college classroom, again, it's like everyone's just kind of stressed out and a little serious. There's a lot of kind of suppression of natural drives, and you have this like really overactive, to put it into Freudian terms, like the superego that's just like, don't do this, don't do that, don't misbehave, don't get attention. So you have this person that's almost like doing a kind of a shamanic kind of dance or a ritual, doing the shuffle or whatever that dance is in the beginning. And as we go on, it's almost like there's two analyses you can kind of go into in the end. It's like somehow it's contagious, and everybody else physically is just doing it, which in this case, in reality, everyone else is doing it. Or it's almost like sometimes I get the sense that like no one's doing it, but it's like some kind of a fantasy where like everyone's wishing that they were doing it. It's like their own kind of mental hallucination. That if you were gonna put it into like film, like language or whatever, not just like documenting what actually was happening there. And of course, the short duration is just real kind of like perfect for this time. It's like you can't really watch that for more than like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, but that 30 second is just perfect. It just captures it and it's done. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting to look at all these different elements. I think probably the most important or the most intriguing element to me is like the element of the environment and also the element of that little dancer person. A lot of times there'll be like some kind of a creature or something, or some kind of like a person in a suit, sometimes starting it, or I don't know if they were starting it, but there's definitely the suit person in almost all of them that I've seen. They're just kind of like in disguise or something. It's like this kind of wild spirit or something. It's just fascinating. Anyway, that's about it.